And I feel like you are just grinding your butt off already with these guys, man. I tell you, we're benching guys. We're not starting different guys. We're talking about the parents pumping them up. I mean, this season, and you guys are ranked in the top 25 since the first time since 2019. But this season is getting off to a little bit of a fun start for you, huh?
It has been. I'm trying. We have 10 players who are ready to play. And I can't tell you one is better than the other. So I'm trying to see who meshes the best defensively. And we've tried different lineups. And just to get ready for New Mexico, Baylor, Tennessee, Georgia coming up, because we're going into the meat grinder now. And we're going away from home. We're going into the Garden against New Mexico, who just came off beating a top 25 team, UCLA, wire to wire, and one of the most explosive offensive basketball teams in the country.
Yeah, a lot of people out there, Coach, that don't know this. New Mexico's got a great coach, great head coach. He is awesome. He actually has your name. He's Richard Pitino. I'm just wondering, what that meeting is like before the game. I mean, you got to be so proud of what he's accomplished.
He is. I am very, very proud. He's a terrific young coach who handles his players extremely well, has a great relationship with them. I gave him my center from Iona, who's killing it right now. I wish I didn't do that. I wish he was in Queens instead. But he has one of the best point guards in the nation. We've played each other before. When he was at FIU, it was a guarantee game so he could make money for his program. I was at Louisville. That was a mismatch. Then the next game was Minnesota versus us in Puerto Rico, and we were there 2 days early. For the media's following us around. He's giving me hugs. I'm the greatest dad in the world. And then we won a very hard-fought game, and I went to shake his hand, and he gave me a Jim Boeheim blow-by handshake. Really acknowledged me. So it's and then we took the Iona team out to New Mexico, and another hard-fought game, and they won. So it's going to be exciting because he's got a terrific team.
Yeah, so 2-1 against Richard, so you can't let him even that one up coming up at the Garden. And, of course, St. John's games both at Carnesecca and the Garden, just a lot of fun. So we'll make sure you go out, you get your tickets, support this team that's in the top 25 right now. So you had a comment, and I read about it, how you feel like sometimes the pressure from the parents on individual performance is getting in these kids' heads a little bit too much. So explain that to me a little bit more.
The parents are, I will say, I'm one of the few coaches that is not anti-NIL. I actually like the NIL. For years, coaches, including myself, have been making millions of dollars, and the players have gotten nothing. Now they're being paid a great deal of money. But I will say what I like about it is most of my players, I would say, give 80% of the NIL to their parents to help them out and their families, sisters, brothers. And that's a great thing. And the parents are great parents. They're very interested. They're just a little bit over the top with, you have to, like one of my players on the team he hasn't been rebounding well, and his parents said, look, you got to get your numbers. You got to get those rebounds up. And these kids have enough pressure with social media. They don't need that. And so it is a little over the top. They are wonderful parents. They're loving parents. They're great, but they're just a little too involved. I wish they would just be less involved in their lives in terms of performance. Leave it up to the coaches. Before your time, guys, because you're so young, both of you, there was a movie called Fear Strikes Out with Carl Malden, the story about Jimmy Pearsall. And the father was so over the top, getting him run harder, hit better. He's just over the top father. Now, these parents aren't that way at all. But, I wish they would just take a little bit of a backseat, just be loving parents as they are, and just put a little less stress on these guys.
You talked about three things: the parents, NIL, the players. I'm just wondering, with all of this stuff going on, big picture stuff, Rick, a lot of coaches have decided to step away from this. Jay Wright, Mike Krzyzewski, two of the more well-known coaches, said, I've had enough of this NIL stuff, because you don't know who's going to be on your team next year. Somebody could be triggered. Somebody could be upset with the way that you're teaching or coaching them hard. They don't like it. They want to go somewhere. I mean, I guess for you guys, the transfer portal has been great because you've been able to bring some guys in from other major schools. I'm just wondering, where are we headed with this? Do you see an end game?
I don't. It is the NCAA hates the term pay for play. They call it NIL, name, image, and likeness. But look, it's pay for play. These players, I don't think there's anybody out there earning their name, image, and likeness. Boomer, you do a commercial with WFAN, and you're an ex-star quarterback, and your name means a lot to the product that you're endorsing. Well, these guys aren't Boomer Esiason. They're just starting out in life, and so their name, image, and likeness. Some of the college football programs have a payroll of $30 million. So I think the money's going to run out. I mean, there's only like we have Mike Rapoli, who obviously is an extremely generous alumnus, but people run out of money to give these programs. It's not self-sufficient. Now, in football, it is. Football, they make so much money, it's scary. But in college basketball, we don't make that type of money.